Oh, Phrenology. Cool.
Yep.
Is it?
Who's that? Who's a phrenologist? What is a phrenologist? What do they do?
They're the people that do.
Bullshit.
They
not
basically look at the structure of human skulls to determine personality
It's the shape
and
of the
intelligence.
skull.
Oh God! Fucking
Determines
Nazis!
intelligence. Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, it's Nazi shit.
It's
And we're reinventing it now with technology companies because we're so advanced in the future. We're letting robots do phrenology for us. Yay!
Yay! Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm not supposed
just-
to like this, but I
yeah.
really like this.
Sorry
I
for
really-
State Crime today.
No. It's I just like the
Surround
idea.
sound there.
No. I just like the idea of having crows that are my friends who attack people in the most bloody, gruesome way possible. I don't
I'll
agree
be
with
honest.
the intent behind it.
I have no insight into the development of this game, but I genuinely wonder if there was something attempting to be the cradle about this area. This is about this and maybe the Ghost Mom stuff, which we'll get to in several weeks.
What's
but, like,
the
this
cradle?
is about from Thief 3, if I remember right. The famous, scariest level in that game, the best level in Thief 3, was a journey where Garrett goes into an abandoned asylum, basically, and it's all spooky. And it was a really beloved level, and it sort of has been something that a lot of the ImSim games have been chasing for a while. Is like the one really memorable spooky level. Thief 4 tried to replicate it.
Speaking of which, this power is just bees. I mean, it's cool. It's cooler, I would even say, but this power is bees.
But it's crows.
I like how when you drink the fire potion, your hands burn off, but when you drink the crow potion, a crow just says hi.
Well,
I think
that's
your
not
hand turns
weird.
into a crow man. I love this power. Hold on, Chris, just for a second. I love this power. I have been friends with crows for years, long before this game ever came out, probably, I'm just gonna say. And I would love to have crows that are my friends, and we attack people together. I love this
They're not,
power.
like,
It is chaotic.
Physically doing very much, but they are
No.
stunning though.
It's so much fun, though. It's just the feeling of releasing crows to go attack. You guys don't get it. Never mind.
No, I get it. I get it. Like, there's a certain... I would actually say that I like it better than the bees from Bioshock, which is, again, it's pretty much the same power. Because, like, the bees were cool, but the crows have, like, a visceral momentum to them that really, like...
Yeah.
It's really appealing. So, by the way, I actually hadn't realized we were recording until, like, a few minutes ago. So I assume the phrenology stuff is in there?
I would assume.
Did you not
so
get
we
that
didn't we didn't
started?
we didn't formally start, but whatever. So the one fun fact for people is that, like, if you ever read about, like, like the amazing story of Phineas Gage and, like, how his personality changed because a spike went through his... So there's actually kind of a backlash to that whole thing, because we don't really know that a lot of it's true, and a lot of the accounts that were most widespread came from a dude who was trying to use Phineas Gage to prove that phrenology was a real thing, so he could market it.
Ain't
So,
that
like,
just the way?
keep that in mind.
I
Yeah.
don't like how the dude who brought IQ into the US as a test for, like, not just school children was also a eugenicist.
See, we're talking about all kinds of shit besides the fact that Bioshock Infinite isn't that good.
There will be time to discuss the combat, believe me. There will be enough of it.
Jesus Christ, the racism is just everywhere.
I mean,
in
even
this
if you just,
game.
like, take the basic account of
Hello.
what happened with Gage. Oh, yep, that was our, like, one civilian. Were they having a conversation?
Oh.
She was, I think that's a
Identifying
police
us.
drawing of us.
Was that the civilian? Did she go and get a gun?
No, that was a cop.
I
The
wish.
civilian ran off and disappeared.
Just kidding. You shouldn't do that. I don't know, though. I have such a disdain for this world. Like, why can't I? Sorry. This is what gets me in trouble. Wanting to shoot NPCs.
It's not as though this
very
game
many-
does anything to engender empathy with literally
Yeah,
anybody
it's-
except Elizabeth.
the game kind of wants you to think that you should just really hate everyone.
I don't like Skyhook. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Does it make you kind of sick?
No, it never felt like a meaningful addition. The platforming is either really like bespoke and scripted, like it was there, where you could only jump from pre-scripted jump pad to pre-scripted jump pad, or you end up on the rails, which are cool but never really factor into the combat as much as you feel like they should.
Can I say, there's something oddly therapeutic about watching this game muted, because I really did not like the sound design and the combat of this game. It's so cacophonous.
I literally tried to turn it back on for like 5 seconds, and I could feel a headache coming on, so...
Yeah. Like, I want to be clear, like, compare this game to Doom 2016, for example. Like, that game, there's always shit going on. It's, like, combats are super intense, like, super furious. But, like, everything is so clean, and it's really clear what's going on, and, like, every sound is extremely distinct from each other, and, like, the music is really compelling.
Such good music. It's the music that really makes it for me. Yeah, because it's like, and then you blow something up, and you're like,
whereas this game is kind of just like being in a factory without ear protection.
I still defend the music
good
in this game. I like the postmodern jukebox stuff. The pre-postmodern jukebox.
If it was fucking in it 24/7 like Fallout, like, the only reason why I can actually have the sound on for Fallout games is because it's like, yippee, there'll be no wedding bells for today. And, like, in the background, you're shooting guys.
One thing we didn't comment on that we passed a little bit ago, Josh picked up, I think, a new hat or a new pair of pants or something. The fact that this game, where you never see yourself, has a clothing perk system starts to show you just how many layers of cruft design there is after this game went through so many iterations. Like, you can never see them, they don't change anything. But they do give you stat perks, but it's just a bizarre choice. I assume at one point you could maybe see them or see yourself.
Man, so there's like a delay when I pop out of iron sights before I'm allowed to sprint. Which is really making this feel terrible. And it's not just a delay, okay? It's come here. It's not a delay, like it's a delay, but if you have that's how you switch weapons, I forgot. There's so many goddamn buttons in this game. For a game that doesn't really feel like the combat is that dynamic, there's a lot of shit going on, I gotta say. It's not just a delay, if you have the sprint button held down when you pop out of the iron sights, you don't sprint when the delay's over. You have to stop pressing it and then press it again. Which is, that's great, that's real. I love that.
Yeah, I would actually dig some
doesn't seem to be the case with the pistol, but...
Let the bodies hit the, let the bodies hit the,
Nice.
let the bodies hit the floor.
That's a good one.
Yeah, just let you put in your own fucking MP3s into the soundtrack. Just
at the end of the movie Haunt, there is a acoustic cover of Dragula that I think would fit really well here.
How does Dragula go? Sing a couple bars for me.
I'm not gonna sing it, but you know, it's dig through the ditches, burn through the witches, that whole song.
Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches.
She just wanted you to sing Dragula.
I just had to remember what it was.
I've done Dragula karaoke, and that song completely fucking destroys you.
Yeah, that's about as far as I can go.
I did it at a karaoke, like
Christ
a country
but even
karaoke
with
bar, and like when I got down, several people were just like, "Thank you," because that's like the only song that people don't do every single night.
It's usually Black Velvet. That's probably number one. Oh, Cowboy by Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I think that was
so the
probably
point
one
about
of them.
the point about the Skyhook stuff being very bespoke and on rails, well, literally on rails in that particular case. I think it's, it's sort of the Anthem problem, which we really should call the Bioshock Infinite problem because they did it first, but they showed it in an E3 presentation as like stuff you do in the game, right? So obviously it has to be in the final product, even if we had no idea how we were actually going to make all of that work.
I have to give
Actually this
Bethesda credit.
Go ahead.
Their recent trend of sort of announcing a game 4 or 5 months before its release is probably one of the smartest marketing strategies. I don't know if they're still doing that, but for a long time, like...
well, I mean...
Not with Starfield.
They announced Starfield, like, 5,000 years before
But
it
it's a
came
new
out.
IP.
True.
But they also didn't tell us anything about it, so...
How excited
Yeah.
are we for Starfield?
I try not to get excited about video games anymore.
Oh,
is
bad
God,
for your
so
health.
true.
It's bad for your health.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I verified there are no subtitles for the audio logs in this game at all. The only thing you
that
can
shit.
do if you say, you know, I don't know, are hard of hearing and need subtitles, is go into the goddamn menu somewhere, and I'm not even sure how to do that. There's probably some button here, and pull up the transcripts. But I actually don't even know how to access those. Let's see here. Voxophone, Vigor menu, switch weapon.
Oh, we're gonna have to. I forgot to bring this up, but before next time, we're gonna have to edit the INI file of this game.
Yeah, here we
to
go.
make the subtitles like larger because they're so
Yeah.
fucking tiny.
Oh yeah, that's because I'm playing in 1440p probably.
Right, but
we are
there's
not-
apparently I
Look
looked
how
online.
small
and it seems like
this
there's a setting
is.
would change.
What the fuck?
This is like Nintendo programming. Like, no, seriously, like Nintendo games, like, oh, okay, sure, Fire Emblem. Let me just fucking put on my readers.
Yeah, it's. I played most of Fire Emblem Three Houses
College dorm days.
in my living room on a treadmill, actually. And man, it was
That's a
not
good
easy
way
to
to get
read some of the
injured.
stuff in that game.
That's a
Yeah,
great way
it's-
to get injured. I'm surprised that you survived that.
You get used to it after a while. Why do I always think that C is the damn powers button?
Fly,
Cool thing
my
about Crows is
pretties,
it's a
fly!
big AoE.
You sure do run out of ammo a lot in this game, which they have a whole
It's
mechanic for
bad.
that, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Skyline.
worse
The
is that this
mechanic
game
is a-
has like 15 different fucking weapons, and you can only carry 2 at a
Right?
time. And you only get ammo for specific weapons in specific places. So there are areas that you just kind of have to use these weapons that you don't usually use, which would be okay, I guess, except that you can also upgrade your weapons. So you can put a bunch of upgrades into a weapon and then just find out, oh, there's no ammo for this gun for the entire rest of the
I
game.
had that happen
It's
to
not
me.
Just like fucking...
Yeah.
It's such a strange choice because like Bioshock
Yeah,
didn't have
it's-
that. You could have whatever weapons you wanted, right?
Yeah, no, you could carry all of them.
There's always someone probably in the dev team who's like, but could you really carry around 5 different types of guns in
But even
real
then-
life?
In say System Shock, the answer to that was okay. Play inventory Tetris, right? You want to carry around the rocket
Yeah.
launcher all game. You can do that, but it's going to take up half your
that-
inventory slots.
Is that still popular with gamers though? Are you allowed to do that with games? Inventory? Tetris?
It is present in this one really popular game called I Divine Cybermancy.
Okay.
God.
It was a game we did right before this one. We'll don't worry about it. And it
Oh,
was,
okay.
It was an ordeal.
Did
It's a
Redguard
cult
write it or
classic.
something before I say something offensive?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I've never heard of it. I'm sorry.
But it's really, I think, what brought about the death of the carryable inventory, aside from it just being fidgety, is consoles. The first like irrational ImSim that didn't have an inventory was Bioshock. In part because you had to play it with a dual analog stick, and no one wants to be playing inventory Tetris with a dual analog stick.
Aw, man, Josh, you ruined it. You ruined the
I'm not
fun.
even able to get like the attack thing on them.
Oh,
You just
you
stop.
ruined
Right,
the
because
whole
because they're not hostile. Like they've been pacified by the voice.
You can't just jump on them and do like a Super Saiyan thing or anything?
Oh, we could kill him if we want.
No, I
Sure,
mean
yeah.
like... No. I just... you're riding on that roller coaster and you're looking at stuff and then you see a bunch of guys and you could have just jumped down and like banged your fist into the ground and made them all explode. And it just feels like that's what gaming is about.
The Pinkertons, the drink, the gambler, and of course...
This feels like a
Do you
theme
suppose this is
park.
a real person? Like an actual video of a person doing this, or do you think it's like a 3D model?
No, that's
definitely a
CGI.
But not all debts can be...
Fucking Tim Curry comes on the screen. You're going to space!
What I mean is, like, this part specific... This part really does, like, literally directly feel like it's from, like, the Star Wars ride or something, where, like, you've gone through a bunch of roller coaster twister turns, and then you arrive, like, through all of the dealing dudes, and, like, you slowly ratchet up to the next drop while the video plays.
It's a roller coaster.
You know-
it really is.
No, I don't want to go into the specific elements of like the late game twist here, both because it's really dumb and we should talk about it when it happens. But thinking about it, Comstock kind of made a whole fucking murder theme park just for us, which is weird.
Well, it's also one of the things that dates this game versus, I think, more modern shooty games that try to be serious narrative games is that there's a lot of shooting still in this game in a way that, say, The Last of Us doesn't let go this long without plot, right? Don't get me wrong, The Last of Us has, like, a ridiculous amount of murder. But, like, it's like, go clear out a room, do one little bespoke scene, and then at the end of that scene, we're going to do some narrative stuff, and then set up the next action sequence. Then the next action sequence is 5-10 minutes, and then we'll do another plot bit. This game is like, clear an entire level, and then we'll move the plot forward, maybe.
Yeah. It's how I'm replaying Mass Effect 2 on the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and wow, that's pretty much how it is with all of the side quests. It's like, okay, shoot 12 rooms of guys, and then you'll learn something about the Krogan. Okay, cool, get back in your ship, idiot.
We could just shoot this guy right now. I mean, we absolutely could have.
Oh, she's gonna. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I
Well,
wonder if you could... This is a weird question. Do you think you could shoot her?
Definitely. I think
probably.
I did.
I
I think at this
opportunity.
point, I think she
I mean,
just
she'll
drops
drop
it
the
into the
torch
fire.
anyway.
Yeah, either way, she drops it.
I mean, like, before that happens, like, does it, like,
She's
give you a
standing
game
in
over for
oil.
attacking civilians?
Where is she gonna drop?
Well, she was praying before the cutscene. She didn't have the
Oh, probably not. I
She
wonder.
she would disintegrate into a torch and then set fire.
Yeah, that sounds right. She was carrying it in her
Right.
pocket.
What is this, an immersive sim that respects your choice? No, it's going to happen either way.
I didn't mind the skyhook. I thought it was fun to use. I liked zipping around. What I will say is that I don't actually know that I ever got much of a tactical advantage out of it.
This looks just like Arkham Asylum. Holy shit. Holy
Oh,
fuck.
yeah. It does.
We put an Arkham in our video game.
I don't know. At this point, I remember just being really violent. This game made me feel very violent. I just wanted to
Yes.
shoot and kill everything that appeared in front of me. And that's not great.
Yeah, I mean, they really lay it on.
I have no idea what this audio log's about, so you'll have to sum it up for me.
It's
Hi,
about
Bradley.
Even in a restricted area,
pretty
these crowds
lady.
need someone to clean the floors.
Is it actually about pretty lady?
Scientists don't bother about what they
Well, I
see
saw a
right
poster of a pretty
now.
lady,
Some
so I just assumed.
half-blooded colored boy.
Oh, well,
It's
I
a,
can tell
it's
they
a.
scared out of
He's
their
talking
wits by the
about
time they got locked upstairs, yes,
how
sir.
all the white people
They got
look
talk
down on
about
him.
the tail, and
Oh no,
yeah,
that's not
I
about
mean,
pretty
they do.
ladies.
a ruin.
Yeah, it doesn't have. He did not mention any ladies, as
Damn
far as I
it.
could tell.
Have one fun audio log.